In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friends. This is Pinky.
And this is Priyanka.
And we're here to call out all things PakeAsPuck.
I wonder if my voice vibrates a little bit because you're so aggressively moving your hands.
I'm being gentle and moving now. I'm not as animated as before, like loud, you know.
Oh, yeah, like the typers in the office.
Yeah, I was contained.
I want to pop that pimple under your nose so bad.
Don't.
I'm the sicko that enjoys it.
I used a stupid pimple patch too, and it did nothing.
Because those don't work.
I'm so sad.
They're not actually like...
I don't even know how I have this pimple. This is ridiculous. I know.
That would pop so good.
It got so much bigger. It's
I'm going to think about it like the whole time. Just grab me 2 Q-tips, dude.
Okay, after.
Fuck yeah!
I hope so. I hope nobody puts in the comments, did you pop her pimple?
I'll take a picture.
No, do not.
No, you don't understand. It would be so satisfying.
I know it would be, but I don't even know how I got it. I have no idea how this happened. Like, I haven't had a pimple in a very long time. It's part of perimenopause. I know it is.
Okay, yeah.
I know.
Usually hormonal stuff kind of happens like at the chin and stuff. That could have just been like,
really?
like an ingrown or something.
I thought that was constipation. I know there's different zones for different things.
Usually hormonal stuff kind of happens in and out through here.
Okay. I gotta see which one all the rest are. I remember seeing it online one time, and it kind of clicked, because I was like, oh yeah, duh. I've been constipated my whole entire life. Now I'm the opposite.
Until recently.
I didn't post that picture yet, the comparison picture yet.
Okay, but you've lost so much weight. You have to.
I'm going to, but I not that I need to, but I want to write something inspirational for the people that rely on me for whatever. Even if it's just one person.
Okay.
I want to make sure I write something thoughtful, and I've been... Obviously, I have to make it funny because that's just me. I bring the awkward into it.
Yeah, awkward sarcasm is just a piece of it.
Because if it gets too serious and I have to throw a joke around because, it's too
uncomfortable,
serious. Yeah. But I didn't... So, even the mentality of it all, like when I wore that outfit, right, last week on Thursday, and I, did the final check, make sure everything's in place and stuff, like, did I feel uber confident? Absolutely. Because when I looked at our mirror when I was done, I was like, oh my God, I look fantastic.
Aww.
Like, I was like, this is fucking amazing.
That's such a good feeling.
And like when I went to go put the skirt on, and like, the skirt had like the things to put the hook, right? Like, so it was adjustable.
And it was all the way.
Dude, I had to get a safety pin and put a safety pin in two. I was like, this is not going to hold.
Give me a high five.
I was like, this is what Indian women do with blouses all the time. We don't have time to get them.
Yeah, you make like a fake
you use a safety pin and then
yeah.
And he's like, that's not... I was like, it works. We've been doing this since the dawn of time.
Phenomenally, yeah.
And I was like, the whole time I'm like pulling it up and I'm pulling it up, and I was like, this is great. And then
it's a good problem to have, though. It's so frustrating when your straps are falling, this or that, but honestly, it's such a good problem to have.
It is. And then what's it called? Like, the whole time, I was like, I need to see the picture in February. Because when I took the pictures in February, I thought I looked good then. And then when I saw last week's, I was like, no, this was so much better. And then the one...
It did look good on you then, but I think there's just a different level of confidence that's coming with it now, because the outfit itself is already so cute. Yeah. So I think when you wore it then, you felt like, oh, I'm put together. Yeah. I have a cute outfit on. I feel with the times. Whatever you felt that way. But now it's like a whole body image thing, right? And so now it's like, oh, I look good. I
know. When I sent you the one from yesterday, and I know the left side was a different picture, but it was still February. It was the shows from February. Big difference. The shows that you came with me.
I took that picture.
Yeah, on your birthday you took that picture. Yeah. And because I was flipping through pictures when I was in New Jersey, looking for something, because my mom and Masi were asking me questions. And I was like, oh, let me just show them pictures of like moving Ravi in and all these things, like life update, And then I came across that one and I was like, oh my God. Like, I was horrified with myself.
What's wild? Like, I see you pretty frequently.
Yeah.
So it's not that I haven't noticed your weight loss. I see it like in your physique overall. I didn't realize how much you shed of it in your face until I saw those side by side.
Yeah. Me neither.
That's wild, because you still look like Pinky.
Yeah, I know. It's just a little bit... And someone...
You're just deflated.
Someone said it in like... Because So, I put that stupid dance video up.
Yeah, it was funny that you wore the same shirt, though.
Yeah.
Because you're floating in it.
Yeah, I wanted... And so maybe next year I'll do another duet with it. It'll be a third image of me in the same outfit. I don't know.
You're gonna be able to wear that shirt as a dress.
Somebody's like, don't get Ozempic face. I was like, not a problem here.
You're not on it.
That's not even a factor. I'm doing this the hard
way. It's oddly
way.
flattering, yeah. Yeah, it's oddly flattering when somebody says that.
Are you ready for the wedding? I saw all of the...
Yeah, so
How did you get them all in those bags?
So... I'm trying to be super, super strategic, and I think a lot of this is just me taking note with, like, weddings that I work.
Yeah.
And what can I do to be better prepared. Now, there's 5 of us.
Yeah. Times 5.
Yeah, there's 5 of us sharing a hotel room. Right? We've got multiple beds. We're going to have a closet. Like, we have space for us, but not really at the same time. And so my approach was just, okay, we're going to pack minimally, but we all have our outfit, you know, like I have the heavier outfit for the reception, and then my husband has like a heavier outfit here and there, the suits, whatever. But I packed everything by event. So like Mendy's done, you take your clothes off, just fold it up and put it right back in that bag and throw it in the closet. Nice. And then you open up the next one, steam it. And I think that's going to be a really good way to just keep things organized. And then we'll have like the other bag of like downtime pajamas, downtime clothes. That'll probably just be open off to the side or whatever. I might actually take your trick about the hanger with the slats and just pre-pack everything so I could just hang it up in the closet.
Do you want to borrow mine? I'm not using it right now.
Yeah, if you're not, then I don't have to buy it.
Remind me, it's on my walking pad.
Okay.
And then you can even like the bottom, and I'll show you. The bottom has like a zipper to put socks and underwear or whatever for the kid.
So she does this thing when she's traveling, where she just has like a foldable. It's like a shoe storage almost, but it like collapses.
And it has hooks on top.
She pre-sets like all of her outfits in these little compartments, smashes, collapses the whole thing together and packs it. So when she gets to the hotel, it's just hang it and it's unpacked. It's awesome.
I haven't been able to do that in recent trips just because I've like put my crowns in the suitcase, but I'm not using my hard shell. I'm using the bigger one. And because it's soft, I'm like, so now the crowns are surrounded by the t-shirts in a box. And
keeps it safe.
Yeah, so I haven't been able to use it, and so you can borrow it for this trip for sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. So I go next week. You probably won't get it back till after.
I don't need it until. Okay. Yeah, I don't need it until.
I do something like that with like the kids for school. So on Sundays they pick out their outfits, and so they have the little same thing.
It's nicer than always. It's a quick way to unpack, and they make bigger ones too. Yeah, like they make bigger ones with 3 hooks on the top.
I have them in my closet. Okay. We never like after we moved in. I wasn't one of those that remodeled the closet and got like the whole system in. So we have more of those collapsible things to kind of organize. So yeah, we have those. I get it. I just never thought to utilize it in the suitcase. I think it's genius.
Yeah, when I don't need my crowns, then I can use that. Or if I take my hard shell, then I can use that. But what occasion am I not going to need a crown if I'm traveling?
Right.
You know, like unless...
It is you. Now you always wear crowns.
Yeah, even my cousin said that. She's like, so you wear a crown all the time, right? I was like...
I love that you wore a crown to the Brown Man Therapy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not surprised, but like it was just like, oh, she wore her crown. That's awesome.
I learned that if I'm being invited as this person, then...
If you're invited as Pinky, not... Pinky the personality, not Pinky the person.
Like Pinky the stand-up comedian versus Pinky the community member. You know, like depending on who's getting invited, I pick and choose, right? And a lot of the times, like if I go to like baby showers or birthday parties or engagement parties, I don't wear the crowns because I'm not the center of attention. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like in those occasions, but people still haven't figured it out. They're like, "Where's the crown?" I'm like, "It's charging on the USB." Dumb questions get dumb answers.
It's charging. You do need an electronic one, though.
I do.
That'd be solid.
do for like a nighttime stuff.
No, but could you imagine when you're coming out at one of your theater shows and it's just dark and like your crown just glows? Let's make it happen.
So there is this lady that makes glow in the dark crown, like neon light crowns that you can wear.
You can come out in the dark and just turn it on when you're standing, and then the lights come on.
Maybe we can do that for April. I think that would be good.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. And it's Now it's like kind of you go into more of the optics of your show, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just the crown,
I think
and
I
then
will do
like
that.
the spotlight can kind of like fade you in.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
think once after I say hello, like not we have to figure out the timing of it.
You
But I
gotta
need to
say
switch it out. I
you
need to
gotta
switch
say
it out
like
for the real
hello my
crown.
friends while it's dark, and then it turns on, and you just have your hands out, and the spotlight turns on.
Yeah. And then
Something dramatic.
we gotta switch out the crown at some point, because then when the lights are on, you can't see the glow in the dark crown.
No, I'm saying light up.
It is light up. The crown lights up, but then when they turn the lights on for the show, like the
Oh,
spotlight and stuff.
Christmas lights?
No, the spotlight and stuff.
Oh.
You're not gonna be able to see the light up, because that's when I'm gonna want like a nice bejeweled one, so the lights bounce
I
off of
think
it.
it can be both.
We can try it.
We'll see. Let's see.
We
Let's make it happen.
have 2 shows before the 2 real ones.
If anyone has any ideas on how to curate this, now I've envisioned it. It needs to happen.
I found her on TikTok.
Oh,
I found her on
good.
TikTok. She makes some pretty cool ones. She makes any design.
Okay.
Hat, crown, whatever you want. So I saw the crown and I was like, yes, that would be pretty cool. It's maybe time to amp
Let's
it
do
up.
it. I think
Roommate
that'd be
number
awesome.
3 is he's decided to work on some jokes.
Oh, I love it so much.
He's like when I called this past time, he's like, Mom, I need to work on new jokes. I was like, oh, you need to work on new jokes. What do you need to work on new jokes for? He's like, so, when we have shows.
He wants to open for you again?
He's going to open in April.
Okay.
And so, I was like, all right, what do we got? He's like, I don't know. Let me work on some before you come home. And I was like, okay. He's like, I don't want to do like kid jokes anymore. I was like, oh, you don't want to do kid jokes anymore.
Over.
So he tested one joke out yesterday. I was like, this is spectacular.
Really?
Let's do this. Yes. I mean, we workshopped it together a little bit, and then he said it in front of Dad, and Dad chuckled. So I was like, oh my God, this is spectacular.
Yeah, you get a chuckle out of Dad, you're good.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, you have from now until the first of the year, and then when Mommy goes to Zany's Rosemont for new material night, you're coming with me because you got to test out this stuff.
Okay.
He's
Is
like,
he allowed in there? You'll make the exception.
We'll make the exception.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
And so, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't think they'll say no, and then I was like, did Daddy tell you? And he's like, what? He's like, did Daddy tell you that we have shows in April? He's like, no, you told me that. I was like, oh, okay, I don't remember when I told.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but did Daddy tell you the rest of it? Like the filming and all that?
Yeah.
And he's like, no. I was like, you're going to have to do 2 shows Saturday night. Not just 1, 2 shows. Like, you got to tough it out. You got to be there the whole time. Because last time he just did the earlier shows, and then he got tired and went home. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you're going to be recorded as well. You know this, right? He's like, what? I was like,
He'll have more stamina. It's been a year.
yeah. I was like, and he's ready. He's not scared about it. He's excited.
Yeah.
So I was like, you got to work on more jokes, buddy. I was like, what's your
What
story?
are you giving him, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
No, probably like 5.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy. He'll introduce me like he did last time when I was at Woodfield. Or anywhere, actually.
Okay.
So, it'll be fun, I think.
Oh, my mom is so cute.
Core memories. Please welcome to the stage, my mom.
Is roommate number 2
I'm gonna see.
gonna make it out?
It's Easter weekend, so I think they'll have days
It
off.
might work out. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would like for him to be in the audience, because I'm treating it
That's
like
a big deal, yeah.
like a potentially one and done, you know? If it happens again, great, but if it doesn't, let's soak in the moment all together, and then we can say we did something.
That's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah.
'Cause you never know when certain opportunities are going to come around, so you have to really savor the one.
Yeah. How's the house been? How have the kids been?
Kids are good. I think we've definitely worked through whatever illnesses were going around the house. It was like a 3.5 week process.
Yes, it was.
But
every week another kid was sick.
Fucking everyone's going back to school. Although this week my daughter woke up Monday feeling sick. Like she just came into my room and was just like, my stomach hurts. Bleh. So I'm like, well, you're staying home.
Yeah.
Great. But that fucks up the little guy because then he thinks like, why do I have to go to school? He just doesn't get it.
No.
And so that was a bit of a challenge. But since yesterday? Yeah, Tuesday. Everyone's back at school. It turns into a little bit of a fight, but we're
Did you get the flashlight for
getting back to normal?
Your older son?
Yeah, but he hasn't really like
he's
taken to it. Yeah, like I was just like, look, we can go on an adventure at night, and if you have to go to the bathroom, but he's not having his accidents anymore.
Okay, so that's
we
good.
went through a regression, and I honestly think it was just all the Halloween stuff really fucked with him.
Yeah.
So
like, you think he got scared, or?
Yeah, like he was really intrigued by all the decorations, but then I think it was giving him nightmares too.
Yeah.
And
subconsciously.
So yeah, he couldn't make sense of it, and then he'd be too scared to like go into the bathroom alone. Like even now, he's like, "Can you just turn the light on for me?" And we're just gonna have to work with him and kind of get back to some normal.
No, like no joke. Like being scared is redonkulous, because I remember when I was younger, did I tell you the first sleepover I ever went to?
No.
No. So, okay. So I'm in middle school. I don't remember like specifically which age, but middle or high school. So around 8th, 9th grade, right? My mom never let me sleep over at anybody's house, because it was always like non-Indians that I would ask to sleep over, because all the Indians in my town, because of where they lived, they went to a different school. And because of where we lived, I went to a school that didn't have any Indian people.
Yeah.
And so like during the week, I had non-Indian friends. And then on the weekends, I had to have Indian, because we did social things, right, with the Indian community. And so I was like, oh, can I go to Allison's house for a sleepover? She's having all the girls over. It was high school, 9th grade, I remember. And so my mom's like, okay, that's fine. And so I sleep over. Oh, no, it was 7th grade. I'm sorry. It was 7th grade. Sarah was the friend, and she was about...
How do you mix up Sarah and Allison?
I know. I don't know. But she was... I always thought she was a badass, because she was going away for high school. Like, she was going to a boarding school for high school. Like, it's like a college preparatory, whatever.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh my God, you're such an adult. Like, oh, you're going away.
Yeah.
Like, the one in Aurora.
I know the feeling. We had a friend that went to a specific, like, a prep school.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, wow, you must be much smarter than I am.
Exactly,
right? So you feel like
exactly.
a bit of a dumbass.
So I was like, no, I want to go. She's leaving, right? I didn't want to miss her. So go to her house. It's at her sister. She lives with her sister. And all the girls are in the basement. And we're all like just hanging out, pizza and all this stuff, right? And then all the girls are like, all right, time to watch movies. And I was like, oh my God, cool. They put Jason. That's the one where, like, the kids are in the cabin in the woods, right? That's Jason. Freddy's the one with, like, the claws and all that.
I don't think I ever watched Freddy Krueger, actually.
I've never watched Freddy Krueger, but this was Jason.
I do recall. No, who's the other guy? Leatherface is the other one?
Yeah.
Is that Jason?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways.
Continue.
White Mask is Jason. That's all I know.
Oh, we were so sheltered we didn't watch any of that shit.
We didn't. And so the whole time, I was like, oh, this is fake. Like, we were all joking. We're like, oh my God, look how fake it is. Like, I think we were all just
trying to put on a brave face.
Yeah. And then something happened, and it was a jump scare. And I got jump scared. And within like 2 to 3 hours, I had a fever. I had to go home. I had like 103 fever, because I had gotten like genuinely scared. And since then, I've never watched a scary movie, because I'm like, I don't want to get sick from that. I got sick. I don't know if there was like a virus going around and I didn't know it, and it just coincided. It was just a coincidence. But the next time I watched a scary movie was Sarah Michelle Gellar's, when she was in The Grudge. That one. Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's some East Asian version, right? And it's like she goes in the house is haunted. And I watched that movie with the lights on in the middle of the day, and I still got scared. And what happened? I had a fever that night. Yes.
Yo, okay, so ever since I saw Scream, I still can't like go into the garage. Did you watch Scream?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't go into the garage without like being in a panic.
Yeah,
to this day. I'm just like, grab your shit, get back in the house, and I lock the door. And I'm like, fuck that shit. I can't do it.
Oh.
There's that one, and then Strangers, I think. That's the one where like the people, I think it's The Strangers, where they like find their way into the house and they kind of have those like KKK masks kind of things going on.
Oh my God, no.
I think it's Strangers, but that one, it was so weird because like I was watching it with my ex. And then after we finished the movie, I think it freaked me out because it could have been very real.
Yeah.
Right? Like it could have easily been something
Those
that could happen in our neighborhood.
Those kind of movies scare me more now. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was getting ready to leave, and the front door was already creaked open. I'm like, no way,
no way, Jose.
I can't do that. And I'm so paranoid about it because, like, even now, like, I know, like, I'll go home, everyone will be asleep or whatever, but I still I walk all the doors and make sure it's all locked because I can't.
My husband does the same thing.
It's terrifying.
He's so paranoid about, like, he will check all the locks he's got OCD about it.
But we talked about this. It's your first line of defense.
Yeah. It is. You gotta make sure all the doors and windows are locked.
Yeah.
If you didn't do that, then you're just asking for a home invasion.
To some degree, yeah.
To some degree. But yeah, I till this day, I can't watch jump scares. Like when I, and I've tried. So when we've been, traveling and stuff.
How do you know that if there's a jump scare though, right?
Well, now it's easier because you can look it up on social media. So okay. I do my prep work because I can't afford to get a fever again.
How long did it last?
It only lasts a day, and I don't have any other symptoms, nothing else. Like, I don't get, it's just, I feel like I have the flu, and I have the fever to, you put a thermometer, and it's 103 point whatever.
Yo!
Yeah, it's insane.
It's hardcore.
So now I can only watch, psychological thrillers, because there's more, brain power that I need to, focus on and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's not just the, I don't like that. I'm like, why are you doing that? Every time that so there's, on Netflix, there's this one director. He does he does a lot of the Halloween-y, scary, devil, all that kind of stuff, right? Haunting and Hill House Haunting, those type of shows.
You're a lot more versed on this sort of stuff. I don't.
Oh, okay.
You give me a recommendation, I'll watch it. I don't pay attention to who created it or this or that.
But I've watched and made reviews, and I've liked them because I like the whole vampires and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I dig it.
But when it gets into and one of them was midnight. It was all jump scares. There was at least 2 or 3 jump scares in every episode. And if I wasn't watching with somebody and I can make fun of it together, I would. Every time I was like, oh my God, tell me when it's okay. Tell me when it's okay. Tell me when it's okay. I can't afford to have a fever. I have a show tomorrow. Tell me when it's okay.
That's so funny. Yeah, I think.
So you think it was all the Halloween decorations that got to?
I think so. I'm happy that you honestly got a fever. I wasn't expecting to hear that. I thought you pissed yourself.
No.
At the sleepover, because that's something that you can't really turn away from either.
Yeah, no.
Although I think
my mom was so mad at me. She's like, "You're never going to a sleepover again."
We did that one time. I can't remember if I started it or if I was just going along with another friend's idea. And if I started it, I'll take full responsibility. If that person is if that person is watching that this happened to, and if you know that I did it, I apologize for doing it, but I do recall there was one sleepover with some of my friends. I remember whose house we were at too. I think we put her finger in water or something like that.
And she pissed her pants.
Yeah, it was really bad. And I can't remember if it was my idea or if it was suggested. And I was like, yo, hold on, let me get the cup. I was involved in it. I just don't remember if it was my idea.
Yeah, you don't know if you were the instigator or not.
But it wasn't me that it happened to. We did it to somebody else, and that wasn't right. But
I mean, you fall asleep first at a sleepover. That's what you get.
And that's kind of what happened.
That's what happens. You either get your finger in hot water so you piss your pants.
She was really upset with it.
Or you get a dick on your face.
No, we don't mushroom stamp.
I'm just saying.
How?
If it's a guy, you draw a dick on his face with a Sharpie. If it's a girl...
I thought you actually just whack.
I didn't know. Get out of here! I'm not going to put my dildo on somebody else's face. It's gross.
That's why I was like, where are you going to get the dick
so
from?
unsanitary.
There's a girl sleepover. What's happening?
No, maybe they all brought their orgy. Their dildos. They're having a group orgy.
I didn't catch up on that. Oh, we're physically drawing the penis.
Yes. That's what they do, right? That's what they said. That's what they show in movies and shows and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we ever did that. Maybe in college we had somebody draw something. Yo, in college, I got in so much trouble for this shit though. Okay, so my friends in college decided to fill up condoms with water and make water balloons out of it. And then throw it at people. You know how hard you have to throw them for them to pop?
That is hilarious that you said that.
No, but then the leftover box of condoms was in my duffel bag.
Of course it was.
And I got ripped a new one when I got home. They didn't believe me.
No.
They did not believe me.
Floozy around
Whatever.
town.
They're like, why do you got condoms? And I was just like, we made water balloons. And they're like, fuck that shit. We don't believe you. I'm like, what else is new? But
My mom
so stupid.
My mom told me that when she was younger and she was in India, she got, I don't know how, but she got her hands on a condom and she didn't know that it was a condom. She thought it was a balloon.
No!
So she blew it up.
No!
And she was waving it around. And one of her uncles or something like got so mad at her and beat the shit out of her because she was waving around a balloon. Got to
awful.
She's like, how was I supposed to know?
She just thought it was an individually wrapped balloon.
Why would she know any different? She
That's
grew up
true,
in a
we
village. With no TV and no men in the house. Like, come on. Like 1960s?
Oh.
I didn't even know condoms were a thing back then.
And she told you about this. That's funny.
Well, I don't know. Like, here's what I've noticed, and I asked my cousin this too, my older cousin, which, on a serious note, I was so shocked at the level of mature conversation that we've been able to have, because we've always been not purposefully pitted against each other, but the sisters, my mom and her sister, so my mom and my masi,
yeah,
they've always had some, and then obviously my masa, and then my dad, so the four of them. There's always been animosity between the two couples, and I think we all know for a fact it's been driven by my masa, because he tends to be, when he was younger, he was very like jealous and all that stuff.
Older masi, younger masi?
Older.
Okay.
So very jealous and stuff, and him and my dad used to be best friends in India. Like my dad went to my masa and masi's wedding in India and saw my mom and was like, I want to marry her, and that's how they got married. Like, that's how they met, you know?
That's kind of cute.
It is cute, but then it's like, you know, for the longest time, they would hold over my parents' head, oh, we brought you here, we brought you here, we brought you here, stuff like that, right? And then the older they got, and the more medical issues they've had, they've chilled out, because what do our people believe? Karma's a bitch. And you act like a fool, you can get treated worse. So karma was like, you want to act like an idiot? Here you go. You want to act like a fucking twat waffle? Here you go. So karma did that, right? And as we're getting older, so between us, they have 2 daughters, and then there's me and then my younger brother, right? And now the sisters, my mom and Masi, we just call them the sisters.
Yeah, yeah. I call my mom and her sister the Doublemint twins.
Yeah, so the sisters and then Ba, right? Mm-hmm. It's their mom. Out of the 4 of the children, the 4 grandkids that Ba had, I was at the bottom. And I was fully aware of this. Like, there's a hierarchy of all 4 kids, and it's not which one was born the first and last. It's not. And I gave up a long time ago.
You just were the unfavored one.
Yeah, and I gave up a long time ago. I was like, I don't fucking care. She doesn't bring any value to my life. She's not living here. And if she's one of the main reasons why I don't like traditional day-to-day Indian food, like dal bhat and sak rotli and all that stuff. Like, she's one of the main reasons why, you know? And so I've always kept my distance, even when before I got married living there, and you would think the 3 girl cousins, if not my brother Neil, would be close because we're girls, right? Never. We were never close. It was a lot of like tension, a lot of snark, You
weren't like them.
Right. And I don't know if it was just the parents feeding us this information and us not being ballsy enough to be like, no, shut up, we're going to figure this out on our own. But we're at that stage now because we're adults.
Yeah.
And so now we're like, okay. And so the first time I was in New Jersey for the dentist appointment a few weeks ago, I stopped by her house just on a whim because I normally, you know, when I go for shows, I'm barely in one city long enough, right? And so I was like, let me see what she's doing. If she's home, I'll go for a couple hours. We'll chit chat. Obligation met, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll go home back to Connecticut. And we had a great, the conversation was great. She opened up, I opened up. It was really like, wow. So when other people aren't being idiots, we actually can get along, you know? And then,
do you remember what kind of stuff they would say to you about each other? Because I wonder if it just kind of goes back to that original conversation about how, like, that competition was really just created because, like, they're comparing you.
Oh, no, that's what it was.
Right? Like, they're like, look at what so-and-so does, and why are you doing it like this? So you don't necessarily have anything against her, but you always feel beneath that person, right?
Yeah, and that's what it always was. It was always a competition of, oh, well, she's like, so the older cousin, the one in New Jersey, right? And then it's me. And then we have her younger sister is an OBGYN in Boston.
Okay.
And then it's my brother. So that's the order of operations. And now
your brother's the baby.
My brother's the baby.
Okay.
But the favoritism was the OBGYN, my brother, New Jersey, then me. That's how, with Ba, that's the favoritism, right? And so OBGYN and my brother were neck and neck for some reason. Don't know why. Obviously my brother, because he's a boy. He was the first boy, and it was all a bunch of girls, right?
Yeah.
And they were, like, you know, just stupid shit. Just stupid shit. They took it out on us, and it wasn't necessary, and it wasn't fair. And which has led to us not being close, and now starting now to be closer, right? And I'm like, okay, better late than never, but still shitty move on the adults in our life, right?
And it's a lot to undo.
I know. And like the fact that when I was telling her, oh yeah, you know, I got to get going, like the first time I was like, oh, I got to get going because I have to drive back to Connecticut. She's like, why don't you just stay here? I was like, A, I didn't plan on it, so I don't have my medication. And B, no, like this was only the first time that we were actually talking like
it's
adults.
hard to just like have a sleepover.
Yeah. And so then, and she's like, okay, well, next time you have an appointment, just stay here so you're not driving all the way back to Connecticut.
And you feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah. And so I did. I took her up on it.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'll take you up on it the first time. If it works out, it works out. If not, I'll make some excuse and then figure out the rest of the appointments, right? So we go, I get there. She picks me up at Newark Airport. We drive back, and she's like, oh, by the way, all the geriatrics are at my house. I was like, why are they all at your house? Like, her parents and my mom. Why are they at your house? She had a Diwali party on Saturday, and then they were supposed to leave Sunday, but they found out I was coming, so they're like, oh, we'll just hang out and leave tomorrow. And so I was like, okay, fine. And she was okay with that. Like, okay, leave Monday instead of Sunday, right? And then they found out I was leaving Tuesday, so they're like, no, we'll leave Tuesday. And she's like, no! Like, she was so mad. And she's... So on Sunday...
But you were able to kind of bond over that a little bit.
And then Sunday night, it was hilarious because she kept like it was 9 o'clock and she's like, okay, everybody go to sleep. Everybody who's old, go to sleep. Everybody go.
She just wanted to hang out.
She just wanted to seriously talk without her daughter and like private talk, you know, like things that she whatever she wanted to talk to me about. And I appreciated the conversation.
She wanted to actually hang out with you.
Yeah, and like she opened up, I opened up, like it was the same type of level of opening up. It wasn't too much from one person to the other.
Oh.
And like it was really nice. And then but like every day they were like, no, we'll just leave the next day. And we're like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Like, don't y'all got anything to do?
Like, I was like, don't you have to take care of Banana, Mom? Go home and take care of Banana. They were like, when are you coming back?
What a life, though, right? Like, they could just drop everything. Be like, yeah, we'll just hang out for an extra couple days. What?
Yeah, and like, my poor cousin, her and her daughter, like, they're the type that, like, and me too. You know, like, when you know you're having a party, you're only ready mentally for people to be at your house for that party.
Right.
Not for afterwards. Yeah. And like, if you know, okay, well, they're staying until Sunday.
You're not planning for house guests.
Yeah. And she's like, no. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was my fault that they kept staying. And I'm sorry. So then the next day after my dentist appointment, after the boxing, which I'm still feeling it here, by the way, I looked at all of them and I was like, listen, because they were like, when's your next appointment? I was like, my next appointment is in December, but I'm not telling you when because I don't want you guys to come. You're not allowed to come next time. We need alone time. Like, I'm ready to meet my cousin. I was like, we need alone time. We don't want to babysit you guys, okay? And they started laughing. I was like, I'm not joking. Look at my face.
I was going to say, I was just like, I hope this was just like a lesson.
Yeah.
That we don't always put that out there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
No,
because you know how sometimes like some of the older generation sees it as like, oh, well, you're in town, so this is my opportunity to hang out with you. They'll never go out of their way to like call you or come see you.
Yeah.
But this is convenient for them.
Yeah.
Malilidu.
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Malilidu.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But when I first, after I got married and I would first start going back home, my mom would try to take me to all these people's houses to have dinner and stuff
exhausting.
And visit Garaganwa. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing this. Like, I did not travel 2 hours by plane or 16 and a half hours by car to go visit other people, Mom. I came to hang out with you and Dad and my brother, you know, like that's what I'm here for.
I entertained some of that initially when we got married, where they're like, oh, like come eat here for the first time,
Yeah.
this or that. And I got sick of it really fast. And I was kind of just like, anytime I'm in Jersey, pick one house. You guys can come here. We'll feed y'all here. Or you pick one house. And then anytime we visit, pick a different house.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then I got really strict after we had the kids. Because I'm like, I'm not corralling them around. They're tired.
Yeah.
And
also,
it just falls back on me.
You traveled how far to come here, and they can't even travel to you? Get the hell out of here.
But they
don't see it that way.
Nobody ever.
No,
yeah.
They're like, oh well, I'm older. I'm like, that means nothing.
Yeah.
To like in my brain, that means nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and it was nice to all hang out because I know I was speaking freely. I wasn't filtering what I have to say. I was very like a relaxed environment. Mm-hmm. But I also know that my cousin would have liked it more if it was just us. And so the next time I go for my appointment, originally, so I have a show on Thursday and a show on Friday. And then on Saturday, I was going to, on the way back down to Jersey, I was going to stop at my mom's house in in Connecticut and stay there for a day and then go to her house on Sunday.
But then she'll know.
No, but no, I told them when I'm going to be there, but I was like, no, you had your chance now. You're not. Yeah. But I think I'm just going to go straight to her house in New Jersey just to kind of make up for the fact that we couldn't.
I'm glad you have that option now.
It was nice. Like I felt really nice. I felt like she opened up her daughter's 17 or just turned 18 in September. So same as my kid, like my older son, you know, and I feel like I don't know, like her being older and her having gone through the things that she has gone through is because she's gone through the similar things that I'm currently going through.
You have somebody to... Yeah. It's like me to you.
Yeah. And so it helped me a lot. And I think after the shows are done, there's going to be a lot of other changes that happen.
I think it's just good that you have one more person in your corner. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, because like I'm going to end it on this note. For the longest time, and I know I said it in other episodes, but for the past like weeks and months, I have been really trying to pinpoint how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it, and what's causing those feelings. Mm-hmm. In the way that, like, if I'm having a negative thought, or if I'm upset about something, or if something something that someone does annoys the shit out of me, I'm like, is it my depression? Is it because I'm just hungry because I haven't been eating properly? Is it because I'm tired and I need to sleep? Like I'm going through or is it because of perimenopause and just a hormonal thing? Or does the situation really warrant that feeling? Like, is my feeling valid?
Or is it tied, is what you're feeling and what happened tied to something that may have happened in the past? I think that's worthwhile to notate that where is this trigger coming from?
Yeah, and she was able to kind of be like, yeah, well, Pinky, if you, and I don't want to use the term gaslighting myself because it's just making sure that I'm not having these thoughts and feelings and then doing things, taking action on these thoughts and feelings and then hurting other people because of those actions. You get what I'm saying?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like I want to make sure like if I cut people out of my life, it's because it's a legit reason to cut people out of, you know, it's not like
you want to be conscious about it.
Yes, like I don't want to ruin someone's life just because I'm going through a hormonal change. Because in 3 years I could be back to what I was like before. But then what I end up doing to fact check myself is, okay, well, what's our pattern? What pattern have I been going through?
Are you verbally cutting people out?
Verbally, physically, whatever it is.
Really? Is that happening? Like,
well, like I mean, it started with those TikTok girls. That's how it started. Like before them.
Okay.
Just before them, though, I would have never been ballsy enough to be like, peace out.
You announced your exit with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But have you found yourself doing that recently with others?
No, not like.
But you're mindful of what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you don't want to burn bridges along the way.
Yeah.
Right? But if you do need to remove yourself from a situation, you want to understand why you're choosing to make that choice.
Yeah, and then as I was talking to her about like just like the circular thought process that I was constantly having with everything, which probably is contributing to the exhaustion in reality. You know, like constantly thinking about your actions.
You might be overthinking a lot.
I feel like I am. And she's just like, well, if this is like if your relationship with whoever, me and you, me and my husband, me and my kids, me and my in-laws, whatever situations I was talking about, if whatever I'm upset about, like with my mother-in-law, right? With whatever I'm upset about, is it something fresh? Is it something new that I'm upset about? Or is this like a repeat habit?
Right.
Or is it a pattern for her where I've told her, please don't do this, and she keeps doing this, right? And like in that type of situation, I've always, in weeks and months, I've always constantly been like, okay, well, why am I feeling this way? Am I really feeling this way because she really is like doing this and I don't like it and I feel like she's not listening because I've told her a million times not to do this? Or did she just forget because she's old as fuck? And that's not her fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not like yelling at, because she thinks I'm yelling at her when I'm not.
And you at the end of the day too, like I tell this to my mom, I'm just like, you can't bully the 90-year-old.
Exactly.
Like, even if they aren't remembering what you tell them, you can't bully the 90-year-old.
Exactly. And so that's where I'm at. That's where I'm just like, is it worth it? What her doing what she does, how she does it? Why does it upset me? You know? And so as I was talking like that type of thought process with my cousin, she's like, I think you don't need to overthink it like that too much. I think you need to trust your gut reaction and your gut instinct on when you do get upset about certain situations, because you're doing such a hard
analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I've been hearing you doing this hard analysis and only for the past day. Like, it's not like we talked for years and years, right? And she's like, the decisions that you've made, because she knows some of the decisions I've made.
I think you've just been burned so many times that now you are very, very cautious of how you react.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's like, I think you need to trust yourself a little bit more. Because she's like, in hearing you speak about what you're going through right now, I get the feeling that you've already made a decision and you are just bidding your time to take action because you have more important things to focus on right now. And I was like, you're right. Because first it was my hysterectomy, right? And then the second was getting my health under control. And the third is now my mouth situation. And so I'm kind of excited to go see her in December because it's going to be after the 3 weeks home.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in all honesty, I'm really concerned about being home for 3 weeks. Today was day 1, and it was physically not a good day. Like, limited eating, but even then. And I was just like, okay, I can't be adventurous at all. Like, if I'm not uber strict at home, I lose at least 2 hours of the day because of the stress diarrhea. Like, it takes me down for the count. And right now, I can't climb stairs fast. So I'm like, I need to be like... And that's where we're going to end it. All right. Leave your questions, comments, all that BS down below. We will talk to you next time. Okay, bye.